Well, hello everyone, welcome back. This is the most exciting video I have filmed in such a long time. This is me showing you my collaboration, with the wonderful Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Blend Bunny is one of my absolute favorite indie brands. You have seen their palettes everywhere, whether that be their eyeshadow palettes, their cheek palettes, their highlighters, their lip products. And we decided to team up and create something together that is truly a reflection of me, everything I love, everything I wanted to put into a collection, mixed with Blend Bunny's amazing creativity. So this is it. I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of nervous. Here's my collection with Blend Bunny. The collection includes an eyeshadow palette, lashes, which are stackable, and then 2 lip products. So I'm going to create a look with this collection and go through it more, but I just also want to show you the products that are within this collection. So let's start with a palette first. And this is the palette. This is a Divination palette, and on the front here you can see this beautiful, look, it's just my background colors. Crystal Ball. This whole collection is inspired by divination, fortune telling, predicting the future, whatever you want to call it. And you'll see throughout all the names are kind of linked to that. There's a few names in the palette I need to explain. So this is the outside packaging you get. You have all the information on the back here, and there's beautiful artwork around the edge. The camera isn't quite picking it up, but it does shift from this amazing purple to green to like this, I always say holographic, but I always get it wrong. I just love this. This crystal ball is slightly raised. It's just insane. It's just beautiful. The actual palette itself, the front looks like the outer packaging, and this is inside. So of course I have actually used this palette. There's a mirror inside there. I'm going to put up a picture of the palette as well, so you can see it in like, well, the colors truly as they are. My lights are quite bright. Okay, so the shades in camera are kind of pulling quite light, but what I wanted to do was create 6 different rows and basically have a lightweight kind of topper for that row of color. So up the top here, we have more yellows and browns. This is our green row here. You have the blue row. You have the purple, browns, black and gray and white here. And this is a mixture of mattes, metallics, duochromes. The mattes from Blend Bunny are these incredibly smooth, buttery, beautiful to work with mattes. They are one of my favorite matte formulas because you just can't go wrong. And that's the same with the duochrome. The first time I used a Blend Bunny duochrome, I was like, this is insane to me. You'll notice there's no red in this palette, no reds. I don't like red on my eye. So I just didn't want to include any red. Just to point out some of my favorites, the shade Money, which is this almost like neon green, stunning. I just love that kind of shade. Hydromancy, which is the kind of pastel blue here. Paul, which is this one, which is this really beautiful, like metallic brown. Paul is a fortune-telling octopus. We have Meg, which is a deep black named after Mystic Meg, who is someone who was a TV personality here in the UK. And whenever I think of Mystic Meg, I think of her shiny, deep black bob haircut. So I wanted to call the Black Meg. Number 7, a lucky number, which is this beautiful pinky purple with like this white base, wet looking shadow. And then Oracle, which I think is my favorite shade of all in this whole palette. This is a duochrome. Look how incredible shine. It looks like metal. It is absolutely insane. I have used this palette a lot throughout my videos. You have seen these shades on my eyes. A lot of you have asked me what I was using my eyes. If I replied to you, I don't remember, or just not replied at all, it was this palette. So we are going to take a close look at the palette because I'm going to be using it on my eyes, but I also want to share the rest with you. I really wanted to include a lash in this collection because I can't do eye makeup without lashes. It's just like complete, you know? So we have the stackable lashes. Now these are stackable lashes. The top ones are a full length lash that start off short on the inside corner and then just kind of flick out towards the end. And the bottom ones are corner lashes, which you can either wear by themselves on the corner. If you're doing something really dramatic, you can pop them underneath here, or you can stack them on top of this lash. The reason I chose this shape, and you're gonna see it when I actually pop them on, is because I wanted the lash to basically sit flat along the lash line and then flick out at the end. Because what I don't love about lashes a lot of the time is doing eye makeup, putting the lash on, and then there's just all these wispies across the whole thing when I just spent ages trying to create this shape. So I wanted one that sat flat and gradually flicked up and flicked out. So I'll be using those too. Okay, so last but not least in this collection is something I'm actually a little bit nervous about. And I'm so happy Blend Bunny agreed to make this product with me, because it's a little bit like, I don't know. So these are the Divination Gloss Balms. We have the shade Betrayal. Now this I have been wearing a lot, and so many again of you were asking. It's kind of how I tested the shade. A lot of you were asking what it was, what I was wearing. This is so beautiful. This is Betrayal. First of all, look at this packaging, which we custom made, custom designed, with this misty purple lid with these stars all around it. It says Divination on the top and Gloss Balm on the bottom. The reason these are Gloss Balm is because they contain ingredients, obviously, that care for the lip. But I wanted something with like the high shine of a gloss, but with that balmy texture, so it's not too sticky, so it's more comfortable on the lip. I also wanted them to come with the spatula applicator inside. This is something I've seen a lot on lip products recently, and I absolutely love the way this applies product to the lip. It's a flat plastic, very flexible spatula almost. So you can literally drag it across the lip both ways just once. Now this is this beautiful purple with like these reflex of a bluey purple inside. However, when it sits on the lip, it almost has a gray tone purple to it. I wanted to make something that can be wearable for everyone. So although it looks very purple, very bright, you'll see what I mean on the lip. Next up we have Good Fortune. You see what I'm saying? Listen, I'm tired. I'm tired of getting green lip products that just turn your lips pink. And it's like, oh, it reacts with a pH. No, I don't want that. I want a green lip. Green in terms of a product, we know that green cancels out redness, right? We use color correction on the cheeks that are green. A lot of you know I don't like my lips to be bright red in any way unless I'm applying a lip color. I like them to be very nude. So what I wanted to do was create a green lip gloss that neutralizes redness. So you can use it on the lip anyway. If you want a true nude balmy gloss on the lip, this is perfect because it gets rid of the redness. But you can also use this to change up your lipstick wardrobe a little bit. If you wear a lot of reds, burgundies, any lip color with a red toned undertone to it, this is going to change up the pigmentation slightly. It also has reflex of yellow throughout it. So on deeper skin tones as well, it gives that beautiful, almost golden glow. It is a truly beautiful color. It looks, I thought, you know what, it's Halloween. Let's do it. People might accept it a little bit more. But don't think of it as a green gloss. Think of it as a tool to, you know, neutralize the lip, to give you a nude lip. And I'm going to try it on later and show you exactly how that looks. Or something that you can change up a red lipstick with. So that's my collection. I'm going to go ahead and use it now. I'm actually going to create the image right now for the insert for the packaging. So it's going to be purple, of course. So this collection is going to launch next Friday, the 18th of October. You'll find the link to Blend Bunny website down below, but also I'll link it over on all my social media also. So yes. I'm so excited but nervous at the same time. I just have to say as well, working with Maggie from Blend Bunny, this was the easiest thing I have ever done, ever. Straight up. Not easy as in, oh, it's so easy. I thought there would be some stress along the way, but it's almost as though me and Maggie, who is the founder of Blend Bunny, have the same brain. Literally, we're like, should we do this? Yeah, let's do this. Should we do this? Yeah, let's do this. It was so easy. We loved all the same stuff. We weren't sure about the same thing. We weren't afraid to say to each other, don't like this, let's change it to this. It was an absolute blessing to work with her, and I'm just so happy and proud of this collection, and proud to be working with a brand like Blend Bunny. Talking about creative minds coming together and just all thinking on the same wavelength, one thing that was really important to me about this collection was showcasing it on different skin tones, as well as it being a influencer collaboration. I also wanted it to look like an editorial, like a release that was Blend Bunny, if that makes sense. So if people don't know who I am, they also see the editorial side of this collection. I wanted this whole collection to have this vibe, this feel. Again, even to people who don't know me, who could be like, oh, that's so Robert, you know? That's so Raven. Oh my god, Fortune. I wanted it to feel like this well-rounded collection, but because I wanted that whole editorial to be done, and I wanted it to be done properly and well, which is something I can't do. I don't know, I can't photograph, I can't set up lighting, I can't do all this stuff. Blend Bunny reached out to Jordan Liberty, and was like, would you be interested in doing a shoot with it for this collection? He very kindly said yes and created the most beautiful imagery I've ever seen. And it was just so perfect to what the energy and the vibe of this collection. I think that was my brief to him. I was like, imagine like a flapper who's also like a fortune teller, but she's also a model. And and he created these incredible images with it. Videos, if you've seen the videos online of that low hum and the crystal ball, they were all him, and they are so stunning. And I couldn't be more thankful to him for creating this part of the launch that gives the collection its vibe. You know what I mean? Let's just do it. I don't know, I'm so nervous. I don't know why. Like, I've never filmed something before. Okay, so we're gonna start off by dipping into Meg. This is a matte black, very pigmented. Me and the shade black in palettes, I'm very fussy. It needs to be pitch black. Otherwise, what's the point? I don't want gray. I don't want blue black. I want black. And I always want to create this halo, but like a touching halo. So I'm just gonna build this up in the outside corner first. And you can see just by tapping in that shade, this is the same with all Blend Bunny's matte eyeshadows. They are just so deep and rich in color. Like, that's insane. I'm gonna take Meg again, just on this inside corner, but I don't want to take it all the way right in. I want to put the shade Affirmation in there, which is this pastel pink, and let's just very gently meet that up here. So I've obviously done like some collaborations with brands before, like personalized like boxes and stuff like that, and I think I've always kind of focused on what would everyone feel comfortable with. So I've often gone for like nude shades, although nude is me, the professional part of me, but I wanted this collection to be the more playful, what you see on social media version of what I do for makeup. You know what I mean? So basically, actually, let me tell you how this kind of came about. I was doing a Q&A and on Instagram, one of those ones where it's like, ask me anything. Someone was asking if I would do my own collection or do my own brand, or would I partner with any more brands soon? Because I did this like custom box with a brand. And I believe I said something like, I would love to partner with an indie brand. And Blend Bunny reached out and was like, do you want to? And I was like, well, yeah, of course I do. With you, absolutely. It was like, no question, I wanted to do it. And that's pretty much how, and then we just got into it. We were like, yeah, let's do it. And we came up with a lot of ideas. One of them was actually all poison based, but then Bailey Sarian came out with a collection that was very much poison based. I was like, okay, we won't do that. And then we had this idea about cryptozoology, and having all the mythical creatures. And then we're like, oh, maybe not. So it was always going to be on that kind of Halloween-esque, also supernatural kind of like verge of things. And then we were like, well, why don't we just group everything together and do like this fortune telling palette? And I have to say, I don't know how some of these things came about because I provided really terrible sketches of what I wanted. Listen, I may be artistic in some ways, but I definitely cannot draw. So when I was trying to give Maggie some examples of what I wanted, I would send these terrible sketches and be like, this kind of thing. She'd be like, yeah, I see it. And I was like, you do? Okay, so I'm gonna go into Affirmation, which is this pastel pink. It's like this purpley pink, which I guess would be lilac. Oh, that brush is too big actually. And just blend it into that black to almost create this like grayness on the inside corner, but like this pink into gray. I did have this idea of doing like this whole purple palette, but I know not everyone loves the color purple like I do. Ooh. Another reason I have these shades, these more like pastel shades surrounded by like a deeper counterpart, is so people with deeper skin tones can use these pastels and then blend them out with the deeper shades, so it can blend nicely out. So it blends out nicely into different skin tones. Again, one thing I, of course, really wanted to do with this palette is to make sure everybody could use it and everyone was included. Okay, I'm also going to use Affirmation under the brow. Cutesy, cutesy. Okay, I'm then gonna take number 7, which is that pinky, oh God, which camera is better to show it on? You'll see it on my lid. It's a beautiful pink purple shift. See? Gonna tap that right on the center of the lid. Very gently fade, I can't talk, fade that into the black. Oh, I haven't done the other eye. Oh. For anyone who cares, there's no fallout. I personally don't care about fallout because I do my eye makeup before everything, but I know some people that's like a thing. They just don't want fallout. Fair enough. Some people just don't have time for fallout. So I'm going to use the shade Gemini, which is like this kind of true purple. You notice in the palette, there's the shade Pisces, which is just above it, and the shade Gemini, which is underneath. Because my star sign is Pisces with a Gemini rising. So I wanted to include both of them in there. So I thought that would be cute to have them both next to each other. Pisces on top of Gemini, you know. I want to take affirmation under the eye, so I just want to follow around this. Follow around this, follow this round, and fade that into black. And then I want to take the shade Psychic, which is this very metallic purple. And I'm just going to pop that over affirmation here. Now, you don't actually need to put down a base for these shimmers, so I don't really know why I did that. Yes, that's what yes. Okay, so I'm going to do the other eye now. I should have done it as I went along. So let me just cut to that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done all my complexions, so now it is time for our beautiful stackable lashes. I'm gonna put the, obviously the long ones on first, just so I can show you that beautiful shape that they make, and then we'll put on the corner ones. I personally like to put corner ones on a certain way where they sit slightly raised compared to the full strip lash. But I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just using my Duo glue, which is a glue I prefer to use with all my false lashes. The one with the blue writing, because it just dries clearer and it's stronger. So I'm going to zoom into my eye as much as I can, but if you really, really want to see the shape, Jordan did an incredible close-up where you can really see the lash. Not only is he an amazing makeup artist, but an incredible photographer as well. So you can probably see on the eye how it's kind of, again, a little bit flatter along this inside, so you can see all the detail on the lid, and on this outside corner we get this beautiful flick. Now, I know not everyone wears lashes because they can feel like a lot for some people, but that's why I did make this particular shape, because it doesn't feel heavy, especially because it's such a nice lightweight lash, and it does just give that kind of natural wispiness into that more like feline shape with that flick on the outer edge. I just love how, not subtle because they're there, but I just love the definition of like, ooh, is there a lash? But you do have these really nice lifted corners. Talking of which, let's go in with our small additions here. So I actually did a picture of these where I use them on the lower lash line. Dramatic, I guess you can say, but we're gonna sit these on this corner here. And what I like to do is have a very slight separation between the lower lash and the small corner lash. So there's kind of like a featheriness to it. I'm gonna tip it up like this. And just fill in that gap there. So you have that thicker wispiness to it. Can you see that? Can you see that wispiness in comparison to this? Thicker and denser. I just love that heavier outside corner. Because see, I do love corner lashes, but I do also like that definition on the inside. So to have that heaviness on the outside corner, kind of like that, ooh, fluttery eye is just exactly what I wanted. Okay, now it's time. Now it's time for the lips. I'm so excited to show you these. I'm just gonna line my lip very slightly. Okay, so Good Fortune, which is our green gloss with the yellow shimmer on the plastic spatula. I'm gonna hold the spatula sideways and literally, almost like I'm doing a lip liner, I'm gonna go around the edge of my lip and then do the middle. So you'll see it does come out quite green. You can definitely have it that green if you want to, but I like to use that spatula to drag it across. So there's more than enough to do top and bottom lip with this, but I just want to show you the bottom lip in comparison to the top. So it's kind of made my lip more of this peach tone and more of a nude, muted. So if you're looking at this green and being like, oh my god, that's crazy, don't panic. It's just a very, very nude, glossy balm that's going to neutralize the lip very slightly, so you can wear it with like any eye look. You want a neutral look, but you don't want to wear like a lipstick, you don't want to wear like a heavy lip. Just whack this on, and it has that very subtle yellow like shimmer to it. You can see, can you see how it's knocking out the color of my lip and it's giving us like this nudeness? Now imagine this, what that would do on top of a red. Betrayal. I'm just so excited to show you this one. You know how much I love purple. Okay, so You can see this shine. Look at that rich color. Again, I'm going to use that spatula like on its side. And this is Betrayal. I'm hoping you can see what I mean by that kind of grey purple. It's a very cold purple. But yeah, this is probably my absolute favorite. So comfortable on a lip. Feels really nice. I like to pot down a layer of this, let it sit for just one moment, because it almost like melts onto the lip and settles really beautifully, and then give it another little go around. And I like to take it with the spatula the whole way around the lip. Yeah, I kind of wanted, not in a morbid way, but like this dead morgue-esque look to the lip, but with that pop of color. So on very fair skin tones, this is going to be that little bit more of that cold, nudie, grey purple. On those deeper skin tones, you're gonna see that beautiful purpley blue a little bit more, but you're still gonna get that coldness. So it's a really incredible shade. This is it. This is my whole collection. Let's get it together with, I can't hold it all together and I got my lashes on. With Blend Bunny. I look at these two together. Aren't they just beautiful together? I'm so happy with the way this turned out. Like, I am beyond happy. It's just perfect, exactly what I wanted. Such an incredible brand to work with. Thank you so much to Maggie for collaborating with me and letting me make this collection. And when I said I want a green gloss, you were like, let's do it. You know, I just thank you so much for trusting me. And thank you to Jordan again for those incredible images and really capturing the mood and the essence of this collection. I loved working in this team. It was just so amazing. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like I said, the collection is going to be available a week from today on the 18th of October. I have a discount code down below for you, and I will have everything linked there. I'll have all the products, everything like that. Follow me on Instagram for updates, follow Blend Bunny on Instagram for updates, and some other little images, some amazing images throughout the weeks of this launching. Yes, I don't know what else to say. Any questions, please leave them below. More than happy to answer them. Thank you so much again. And to anyone who purchases any item from this collection, I greatly appreciate it, and I really hope you love it. I really hope it becomes part of your everyday makeup routine. And I just hope you love the colours and the formulas as much as I do. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Bye.